guys, my name is Ocean and this is Ocean Therapy.
Hey baby, I love you. Hey baby, I love you. Hey baby, I love you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been amazing couple of days, couple of weeks. Truly, as you know, I have been doing 75 hard for the past week, and it has been something that has definitely tested me in all areas. This is a recap of my first week doing 75 hard and all of the different information that you need to know if you want to start 75 hard and want to succeed at trying to get it done. I am holding myself accountable and we are going to finish. So if you're interested in something like this, make sure you stick around, wait for the end of this video because I have some tips and tricks that you might need if you decide to start. The first thing you need to do when starting 75 hard is understanding what it actually is itself. So I highly suggest to go all the way back to the original podcast by Andy FRISÉLLA. If I'm saying that right, I hope I'm saying that right. Andy FRISÉLLA. Listen to the full podcast that he put on his Real as Fuck podcast. He is very much like, he uses a lot of profanity, but it really doesn't matter to me. It might matter to you. Go back and listen to that, and that will give you a real true understanding of the reason why he created this challenge. 75 hard is a mental toughness challenge. It is truly testing yourself to see how much you can stick to the habits that will help you become the person that you want to be. I had become very much complacent and was willing to give up on anything that I just started so easily. I am determined to finish it. This entire program is founded on integrity, so it's your choice how it gets done. So if you are lying to yourself, just know that your results at the end of all of this are gonna be a lie. You know, if you're gonna do it, just do it right. The requirements for this challenge are very extensive. Number one, you have to have two 45-minute workouts, one of which has to be outside. They cannot be 41 minutes or 30 minutes or 25 minutes. They have to be 45-minute exercises. There is no leeway. Every day you have to take a progress picture. This is not to discourage you because you can't see changes that from one day to the other. What it does is at the end of the challenge, you're able to look at all of the progress that you made throughout this whole challenge. The next requirement is you have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, a motivational book, a book about any kind of practice or field that you want to get into. It's all about self-improvement. The next one is 1 gallon of water. This is harder than it seems. You have to start drinking your water super early. The next one is to pick a diet, to pick a reasonable diet. Of course, don't go out and eat ice cream all day and call it a diet, but what you're going to want to do is find a diet that works for you. The next requirement is no cheat meals. There is no excuses. Alcohol is a no-no for this challenge. So for this entire time, these 75 days, there will be no drinking for me. Unfortunately. And the last thing is if you fail, if you don't do any of these requirements, you have to start over from day one. You talk about accountability. I have established my own kind of like schedule. What I do is I go and take a walk in the morning for 45 minutes. 5 a.m. I'm up, or like if there's no school or something or a weekend, I'm up at like 6:30, 7, you know, whatever. But in the morning I take a walk. And then in the afternoon, I do strength training and all of my really hard workouts. You can set it up however you like. One key tip that I would like to give you, if you're going to do this challenge, make sure that the exercises that you choose are things that you like. Like, don't go in thinking you're going to be a weightlifter if you've never lifted a weight in your life. Don't go in starting to run 4 or 5 miles if you haven't even ran around a corner in a year. The exercises that you choose for yourself are things that you like dance cardio or like walking or like bike riding. It's okay to give yourself some versatility, and it also doesn't have to be the same thing every single day. Now we've talked about a little bit of my schedule, what I've been doing. As far as food goes, I just try to make sure that the food that I eat is kind of repetitive. I don't like to think about it too much because I have so many different things going on, running businesses and kids and my 9 to 5 working life. When it comes to food, I like it simple. You know, in the morning I'll have boiled eggs and oatmeal. For lunch I'll have a smoothie and maybe a Cliff Bar. For dinner, I'll have some form of meat, vegetables, and then I'll snack in between. So I'll have snacks like granola crumbles or like I said, a Cliff Bar. I will start drinking my water from the time I get up. The first thing I do is drink like 8 ounces of water. That is the key tip, is to start early. Don't start late, because then you're gonna be sitting at 11:50 trying to guzzle down half a gallon of water when you could be starting like super early. The hardest part that has been so difficult for this past week is it's easy to do this challenge when you have nothing to do. But for me, on the weekends, we like to do things with the kids or go out of town and things like that. It gets really difficult when you're trying to cater your program around your everyday life. All good peaches and cream when you're here at the house every day, but when you're not, you're not. So the best part of the challenge that I've faced so far is that I am feeling so energized. Like, I feel so much better. I knew that my body was at a point where it was like make it or break it. I ended up struggling a lot with anemia and my iron levels. They had gotten so low that I had to end up getting iron infusions instead of actually taking iron pills. So I was tired all the time. I had headaches. I was exhausted, and it just was not a good situation. When I started this, like on the first couple of days, I was exhausted. I was so exhausted. But by day 3, I was good. On day 7, I'm like, let's go. I'm ready for it. I'm anticipating the gym. I'm wanting to go to the gym. I'm excited about planning what next activity I'm going to do. Here are a couple of tips and tricks if you decide that you want to go ahead and take on this challenge yourself. Number 1 is stay motivated. Whatever reason that you have for wanting to do this challenge, make sure that you make it very blatantly clear to yourself to remind yourself of what you're doing this for. Put it on the screen of your phone, put it on a post-it and put it on your bathroom mirror. Have your family or the people around you to support you, and also make your workouts easy for yourself. Part of the struggle or reasons why people don't complete things is because you put yourself in the predicament. You want to start this challenge and then you want to go full force and like, I want to just attack everything. You're not gonna want to work out if it's something that you don't actually enjoy. Have fun with it. Do things that you never did before. You know, go on a hike, go on a walk, take a bike to a park, or, you know, try a class, try a yoga class and, you know, count it as one of your workouts. Spending that time outside is always amazing. Like, to me, I like walking in the mornings because I like seeing the sunrise. It makes me feel grateful and appreciative for the day that I have and what I'll have to do for the rest of the day. The other thing is pick an interesting book. Get a book that you actually like, because when I started the challenge for the first 3 days, I said 3. For the first 3 days, I actually picked a book that I hated. Like, it started off okay, but it was really boring. So what I did is I chose another book. I chose Atomic Habits, and Atomic Habits has been great so far. So the other thing is go on Amazon and order this water bottle. Fill this up in the mornings. I will take the water and put it in this little cup, because if I keep it in the big jug, I get intimidated by it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so much water. So what I do just to make sure I stay on track in time is I just pour it into this little cup that keeps it cold, and I feel less intimidated. So I feel more accomplished when I pour it into this cup. And another thing is I get tired of the taste of water. I got myself some Mio Sport. And my last tip for you, make sure you get your stuff done early. Don't wait till the last hour or the last 2 hours to try to complete all of your tasks and like shove them all in there. Be intentional about what your schedule is and go for it. When you have intentions behind what you're doing, it's a lot easier to accomplish it. When you set up a schedule, when you say, this is what time I'm gonna do this is what day I'm gonna do this. In my phone, I have alarms in here set. So I have 2 at 5:30 a.m. and 2 at 5 p.m. to remind myself of what gym activity I'm doing for that day. As far as my results go for this first week, Of course, it's not gonna be like something amazing. My results are internal this week. Like, I feel so much better. Body feels healthier. I'm not as bloated or tired, brain fog, whatever the case. I'm just not having it right now. Things will start to change inside before they change outside. And what I love that my girlfriend says all the time, don't expect that your body is gonna come off, your body is gonna be what it needs to be in a week, and it took a year to get where you are. Trust the process and keep trying. If you like content like this, make sure you guys go ahead and like and subscribe below. I'll be setting up, putting out another video next week. I was a little late this week, but that's neither here nor there. If you guys have any questions or interested in finding out more information about anything, I will link it below. I will link the podcast below, and comment below if you have questions. I hope you guys have a great week.